We love hip hop.
Herbo VladTV thing. Okay, just because, not because of the whole G Herbo and VladTV aspect of it, but because I can totally relate to artists when they're at a certain level, and then when they blow up, or when they blow up, Toronto blow up. Okay, because we ain't got, besides Drake and Tory Lanez, there ain't nobody who can really be like, I'm too Hollywood to be on We Love Hip Hop. There's just rappers out here who think in their mind that they're too Hollywood to be on We Love Hip Hop, when we probably get more views than their music videos. That's a whole other story. I digress. So G Herbo lashed out at Vlad TV because of a bunch of interviews that Vlad's been doing. Not really a bunch. He's mentioned G Herbo a couple of times. And from what he said about G Herbo, he was like, I've interviewed a lot of guys like G Herbo and other guys back in the days when they were on their come up, the Migos, different people. And then when they get to a certain level, then they act like they can't, they don't even know. They don't answer their DM. They don't answer the phone. Or they straight up get on social media and diss Vlad. Say, I'm never going over there. Glasses Malone, same thing. We could even get into that when it comes to Glasses Malone. He has a lot of Vlad TV interviews from back in the days, turns around and he's like, I don't fuck with Vlad no more. You know what I'm saying? Like he made a whole song about it. So let me pull up the content over here. And this is courtesy of XXL magazine. So it says, G Herbo goes off on Vlad TV, says, F you, buddy. G Herbo fires back at DJ Vlad after Vlad had felt some type of way about Herb passing on an interview with him. Vlad mentioned that he interviewed Herbo multiple times during his come up, but didn't get the same energy now that Herb's made it. Herb's response is, you didn't do shit for me. Well, let's see what Herb's response is. Vlad, you didn't do shit for me. Nothing at all. You think the interview that we did in the past is what blew me up? You got to be shitting me. You called me every time, not the other way around. I obviously had some kind of emotion, and I didn't even know who the F you was. Sorry, I'm trying to read nigga. Who the F you was when I first did an interview. I promise I wasn't even in the loop back then. I showed up whenever. That's cap. You didn't know who Vlad TV was? Sorry, before I continue to reading this, you didn't know who Vlad TV was? That's cap, bro. I showed up whenever my team told me to do. I'll do another podcast and get 2 views. I do what I want to do. That's the exact reason why I'm not pulling up on your goofy ass. Because you care about the views, and that's why you do and ask the shit that you ask. I'm not effing with you. I'm not effing with it, my bad. I don't like what you represent, and you got no principles. Oh my God. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna get to my point of view, but it's just like every line I read, I feel like I've read this about myself. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. You don't give a F about me or nobody you interview, and you get niggas. What is it? Is this an emoji? Okay, no, it's not an emoji. Okay. And you get niggas killed and sent to jail and beyond to the next victim to take advantage of for clicks and views. F you, buddy. And this is what Vlad had to say about Herbo.
Feel that coming up, they could do Vlad TV, but once they get to a certain level, they don't have to mess with Vlad TV anymore. Like, for example, like G Herbo, I was talking to his people about doing an interview, and ultimately he passed, but he did some podcast that got 678 views. Mm-hmm. Not 678,000, 678, less than 1,000 views. He spent an hour on this podcast, but he wouldn't do Vlad TV. But Vlad TV was interviewing him over and over again on his come up. But once he gets to a certain level, well, he don't want to do Vlad TV anymore because Vlad TV's the feds now and whatever. I feel like that's lame, but that's life.
Does that bother you though?
like if you do something for someone, most humans will try to return that favor for you.
I got to be careful with the amount of minutes that I play on a VladTV clip because Vlad will ding you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The reciprocal beings, right? I've learned over time that when people do something for me, I try to do something back. It may not be the exact same thing, but it's always in the back of my mind. So I feel like, like I looked out for you when no one was checking for you. When you were just an up-and-coming artist. I did the Migos first interview. You haven't seen the Migos on VladTV in forever. I did a lot. Big Sean's one of his first interviews. You haven't seen Big Sean in forever. They'll go and do other platforms. They'll do that white girl's podcast. Bobby Altov, because she's kind of like quirky or whatever else. So it doesn't bother me. I don't feel entitled, but I feel like, damn, like we put together some dope work.
Right. And let me go over to Vlad's channel because Vlad, he falls in and out of my algorithm. I still am an avid watcher of Vlad TV, especially the new clips that have been popping up. That's him with DJ Envy doing an interview. And what he's been doing is reversing it at the end of the interview where his guest asked him a few questions before they end everything off. But no matter what you say about Vlad's the GOAT to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? People will call him the feds, all these different things. And I've never been one to like fall into that whole, oh yeah, Vlad's the feds. And I'm glad that I never fell into that so that I have to take it back later on because it ended up happening to me. Friday, Ricky Fed, Friday is a rat goof, all these different things I've read over the years because we report on news stories. All right. I've had people hit me up in my DM say, you don't support real hip hop. You're out here destroying the culture. You never talk good about the Mandem. And I'm not talking about the Mandem podcast. I'm talking about the Mandem, the rappers out here. You never talk good about the Mandem. I'm like, all right, bro. So I can understand when people get at Vlad because I get the same shit. But I'm going through Vlad's channel. Even though everybody's views have taken a dip over because of the YouTube algorithm and the way they've been kind of splitting things up over the last couple of years, he's still doing great. He's still putting out probably like this in one day. How many clips he puts out in a day? This nigga's a machine. This guy has a machine going on over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the Gilbert Arenas clips are fire too. 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is today. So yeah, 8 clips a day. I aspire to be like Vlad. I don't care what anybody says. But the reason that this bothered me is because I've interviewed a lot of people myself. And I've given a lot of rappers their first interview. The first Little Tecca interview ever. Not the first Little Tecca interview in Canada. The first Little Tecca interview ever was on the We Love Hip Hop podcast. You know what I'm saying? I could probably look it up. Just Lil Tecca, We Love. Lil Tecca got his first buzz from We Love. That's 6 years ago. The interview was longer than that. 7 years ago. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Lil Tecca's first interview ever. Never spoke to him ever again since. He never even answered a DM. Not even seen a DM farthest than answered one. Okay, and they try to rewrite history when they were going around and he was talking to Rap Genius back in the days and stuff like that, and try to act like that was his first interview. And Rap Genius was actually like, no, we saw you they actually gave us credit. All right. Let me see.
Okay, because I saw in the comments there's some comments.
It's coming for me for no reason.
Okay. But let's agree to disagree on that. Let's agree to disagree on that. Okay. What happened?
Work. LB's putting in work, man.
What happened? Did you ever come here? That's the first question I wanted. Did you actually ever come here, or you were just kept on saying, "Yo, I'm on Jane. I'm on Jane"?
Hell no. Hell no.
Know yourself. That's right.
I could even go into other artists, Toronto artists, to be honest. If you can we have a real conversation over here, ladies and gentlemen? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is probably part of the problem that I have when it comes to doing this content shit, because sometimes I try to pull the punches. I try to be like, you know what? I'm just not going to mention that because there are parties involved going to get offended and all that type of shit. But like, I interviewed Smiley. I think it might be Smiley's first interview, to be honest. TBH. I think I re-released it. Yeah, I did re-release it. Right, but originally, this interview had dropped, let's say, about 8 years ago. There we go. Yeah, this is 5 years ago.
Vacations.
This is over at 40 Studio. This is where Drake used to record his music. One Studios, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through that whole CR3 conversation we had before. Well, you say the phone was almost dying right there.
Yeah, you know.
So when did you find out? Like, it was like you woke up, or it was like you're just like doing your thing, and the man's like, "Yo, Drake."
Sorry to cut you off, but like, you know, I was just chilling, and then, you know, I see like bare people mentioning me and stuff, and then just bare like, you know, notifications. And I'm just like, I already know what that is, you know, because it's not the first time he did something like that, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like, you
Mr.
know,
Two
he's been doing stuff, but not like that. Like, that was probably the biggest thing right there, you know. So
yeah,
from there, my notifications just went crazy. So
listen, man, it's not that I haven't spoken to Smiley since then. I've spoken to Smiley multiple times, but I think I've been put on an OVO no-fly list when it comes to interviews. Actually, I'm not gonna say I think. I know I've been put on an OVO no-fly list when it comes to interviews, because the word came in when I was trying to get the Roy Woods interview, and they were like, "Nah, we don't like the way that he talks about Drake over there, so it's a no for Roy Woods." I'm sure. And salute to Smiley. I'm not even gonna use this as an opportunity to shit on Smiley. I'm sure Smiley wanted to do the interview. Okay, but he's been told, no, you can't go over there. But if he probably did an interview with us, it would probably do more views than some of these irrelevant places that they be trying to bring him to, because the algorithm doesn't necessarily react. Obviously, you're going to try to get him out to as many audiences to expand his fan base as much as possible. But if you bring him up on the We Love Hip Hop podcast and the shit does 30, 40,000 views because it's the return of Smiley and we make it an event, then guess what? Those same people are going to find out about him anyway. Just saying. But this is what? How many years ago? 5 years ago? Haven't heard from him since. Or haven't been able to get him on the platform since. I've heard from him, like I said, but I haven't been able to get him on the platform since. And there's other ones too. You know what I'm saying? So other guys who are roadmans, or not even roadmans, niggas who are super, super street rappers who they've blown up a little bit more, or they've blown up over the years, and then it becomes, no, we don't fuck with you because you act like the feds. Why do I act like the feds? Because you got arrested and I put you in a news story, or you got a lawsuit put on you and we discussed it on the podcast, or I discussed it on a live stream. So I'm the feds because you got arrested. All right, make it make sense. Yes, Yolanda, I know the WAC 100 thing. That'll never escape me. That'll be a black cloud that follows me into the content space forever. Forever, ever, ever, ever. But that's not it, bro. Not bro, but you know what I'm saying, Shorty. That's not it. That's not it. No. That's not only it. That's part of it, but that's not the only reason. Okay? I've spoken to people behind the scenes, and I ain't gonna say no names, but I've tried to get interviews with certain younger artists, and older artists told him, don't fuck with him. We don't like how he talks over there. And I have to go and be like, yo, what's going on? You're preventing a young artist from getting their first interview that they can get practice to be able to do interviews as they go on into the future. You know what I'm saying? We can't have it both ways. Oh, you're the so-and-so of our city, or the, what do you call it? Some people call me, and I don't call myself these things. This is what people try to say. Oh, you the act of our city, or no jumper, and whatever different people names that people try to put on it to say you're the person who gives us or keeps us up on the news. You can't have that and be the interview guy too, and you never get mad because I'm bringing up news stories or giving my point of view on news stories. You know what I'm saying? Man, them just have to understand this is just the media. All right, it's not personal. But if you're going to be working within the media as an artist in entertainment, you're going to have to sometimes deal with people that you're not really completely cool with their point of view on shit. It is what it is. You know how many people sit with Stephen A. Smith and have debates after Stephen A. Smith says some wild shit about them? Maybe not LeBron, but a lot of other people. You feel me? So it is what it is. It goes back to what I was saying earlier in the live. If you got thin skin, get out the game. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. Salute to VladTV, man, and salute to G Herbo. You know what I'm saying? I need to see them reunite and get another interview going on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.